Here is something successful people rarely get told. The identity that helped you win one chapter of your life may be completely wrong for the next one. And that's difficult to recognize because it actually worked. It made you successful. It earned you money. It earned you respect, recognition, maybe even love. So, why would you question it? Greetings from beautiful Curaçao. I'm between sessions of my private client Greater Heights Immersive training retreat, and something we've been exploring with my client reminded me of a pattern I've encountered repeatedly over many years of working with high achievers, entrepreneurs, CEOs, leaders, and people from all professions. I'll protect the privacy of the client, but here's the pattern. Imagine someone who learned early in life, I must be strong. That belief becomes useful. They become resilient. They become independent, resourceful. They work harder than anybody else. They learn to solve complex problems. Eventually, people depend on them. They become the leader, the provider, the person everyone calls when something goes wrong. Do you see yourself in this description? Society rewards them for it. Then 20 or 30 years later, the same person says, Tony, I'm exhausted. My team doesn't take enough responsibility. My partner says I don't let them in. I can't switch off. I don't know who I am when I'm not achieving. Now, look carefully. Are these 5 different problems? Or could they be 5 consequences of the same identity? I must be strong. That's where transformation becomes fascinating, because we are no longer trying to repair a symptom. We are examining the identity generating them. So let me give you 3 things to explore. Number 1, ask what your successful identity was originally designed to do. Maybe you became the achiever, the rescuer, the peacemaker, the expert, the provider, maybe the independent one, the person who never asks for help. Don't judge that identity. Understand it. At some point, it probably served you. Perhaps achievement generated recognition. Independence protected you from disappointment. Control created predictability. Being useful created belonging. Being perfect reduced criticism. The problem isn't that you developed the identity. The problem begins when you unconsciously assume, because this version of me got me here, this version must also take me there. Well, not necessarily. A rocket uses enormous propulsion to escape gravity. It doesn't carry every booster forever. Some things are essential for launch and dead weight at altitude. Number 2, watch when a strength becomes overused. This is something I see consistently in leadership. Responsibility is valuable. Overused? Question mark. It becomes control. Confidence is valuable. But overused, it becomes arrogance. Independence, it becomes isolation. Ambition, it becomes chronic dissatisfaction. Loyalty, it becomes staying far too long where you shouldn't. Empathy, losing boundaries. Discipline, rigidity. Intelligence, overthinking. Even spirituality can become avoidance when people use it to escape conversations and realities they need to face head on. Your greatest weakness isn't always something you're bad at. Sometimes it's strength. You become so identified with that you no longer know when to put it down. Think about that. Number 3, stop asking only, what do I want next? Ask, who must I become capable of being next? This question changes business. The founder who built the first million through personal hustle may need delegation to build the next stage of his business. The executive rewarded for having answers may need to become brilliant at asking questions. The wealthy individual who mastered accumulation may now need stewardship. The physician who has spent decades caring for everyone else may need to learn to receive support. The partner who protected themselves through independence may need to develop vulnerability. And in the age of AI, this becomes even more important as AI is rapidly increasing our ability to analyze, to automate, to predict, to produce. So the human advantage cannot simply be, I know more. Machines will increasingly know more than any individual human in many domains. The deeper advantage becomes, can you discern? Can you govern yourself? Can you hold complexity? Can you question your own assumptions? Can you lead humans in this new world? Can you adapt your identity without experiencing every change as a threat? AI for sure can upgrade your tools overnight. Your identity doesn't update with a software patch. That's why human transformation matters, and there's an economic cost to ignoring it. A client who cannot delegate limits a scale came to me. A leader who cannot receive criticism limits its innovation. A wealthy person unable to evolve their relationship with money can undermine stewardship. A partner unable to lower their armor limits intimacy in the relationship. The cost of an outdated identity isn't merely emotional. It can appear in revenue, in talent, in your relationships, in your physical, mental, emotional health, in opportunity, in time. And here in Curaçao, I keep looking at this beautiful ocean behind me. A boat is incredibly useful in the water. Carry the same boat up a mountain and it becomes a burden. Nothing is inherently wrong with the boat. The context changed. Perhaps that's true for part of your identity too. So today, don't attack the version of yourself that got you here. That person may have worked extraordinarily hard for you. Thank them. Take time to be grateful to that version of you. See what you can learn from them. But then ask this question. which version of me has completed its job? And what does the next chapter requires me to practice becoming? Those of you recognizing that your next chapter requires more than another strategy, it's wise to invest in the internal architecture capable of carrying in external future you are building. For some, that begins with my books, my educational programs, Udemy courses, and for leaders, entrepreneurs, and high achievers carrying more complex responsibilities, my private advisory and tailored transformational work go considerably deeper. My team can be reached at info@tonycdb.com, but don't email them yet. First, answer the question. Which version of you has completed its job? Write it down. Then thank that version again. Thank yourself. And tomorrow morning, behave once as the person you are becoming. One conversation, one boundary, one delegation, one courageous decision. Because identity doesn't change when you announce who you are going to become. Identity changes when you repeated choices stop voting for who you used to be. That's how you climb towards greater heights. Not by rejecting who you brought you here, but by refusing to make yesterday's identity responsible for tomorrow's life. With love from Curaçao.